Welcome, everyone. This is another Unpacked podcast. I'm Craig Curran, president of Nosco, and today I have Mr. Jacob Resnick with us. Jacob is a product manager here, and Jacob is overseeing quite a few things, but one of them is RFID. So I think we're going to have a little chat today about RFID. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Craig. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me. So how long have you been here now?
Been with Nosco since 2024.
Yeah.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about yourself and your work history.
Yeah. So prior to Nosco, I was with a global supplier of automated packaging machinery, working in that area as well as robotics. And in the flexible packaging area of the business, I'd come across Nosco.
Right.
Really good quality film.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, tended to follow around where the quality went. And now that we're here, fast forward to today at Nosco, we're doing some really great things here with our securities portfolio, including RFID.
Yeah, it's good to have you. You know, we worked with you when you were a supplier to us, got to know you, and then it was fun to have you join the company. You actually moved here to the local area, didn't you?
I did. You said I have 6 months. So I said, let's go.
And you got here pretty quick, actually.
I did.
You have a wife and a young child, right?
That's right. My son, he's 5.
Yep.
Going on 15.
Mm-hmm. You got him in school and going now.
That's right.
So you like it here in Southeast Wisconsin?
I do. We're blessed to be here. It was a nice landing, and I've got nothing but great things to say about Nosco. Nosco is a very forward-thinking company, and this is definitely the first time I've been part of an employee-owned company, which is a very unique experience. I think everybody here, we carry ourselves with a very high level of professionalism, and we have the same vision that the leadership team does to make sure that this business succeeds, and it's a nice, healthy environment to be in.
Yeah. And it's a fun packaging business, you know, because we're involved in helping our customers save lives, right, and make people healthier. And so what we do is really, I like it because it's really meaningful stuff. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And today, we're going to talk about RFID, which I think is a meaningful new packaging technology, right, that's actually going to help our customers and help the patient or the consumer in many different ways. So, why do you like RFID? What's exciting to you about this technology?
Aside from the natural tech side of me, I suppose the cool thing about RFID is it's, I heard someone say it's truly the most undercover technology of all time. It's everywhere. You just can't see it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's incredible that we can produce digital labels and have so much information inside of this label where nobody even knows that it's there. You think about all of the different use cases for RFID, whether it's logistics, whether it's patient safety at a hospital level, or retail inventory control. RFID has been around for a long time. But the thing that excites me about RFID right now is it's less expensive than it's ever been. Costs are down. And the readers are like twice as accurate as they were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a much more practical solution than ever before.
The game's really changed, hasn't it? It's really changed, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I first got exposed to RFID 20 years ago when I joined Nosco, and we purchased our first machine. It's amazing we've been doing RFID for 20 years.
We still have that machine on the floor in Gurney.
I know. We don't run it anymore, though.
Yeah.
It's like an antique, right?
Yeah.
You get some of these machines, and once you finish with them, you can't get rid of them. It's like they're your children.
Yeah, you can't dispose of it.
Right.
No.
So,
No.
But, we run a lot of these RFID tags over the last 20 years, and if you had to explain RFID to someone who didn't know anything about it,
yeah,
what would you say to them about RFID?
RFID really isn't as complicated as we make it out to be. There's serialized information in here, which is basically just saying that it's been randomized and it's unique to each identifying product inside, right? So we put one of these in here, and there's a unique code, which goes through the entire journey of the package, the label, the carton, whatever it may be on. And when you look at how many touch points there are in the life cycle of a package, dozens, at least 20.
Mm-hmm.
And that's maybe even before it arrives at the facility it's supposed to get to.
Yep.
You think about what RFID is, and there's a lot of different applications and methods of the way you apply it and things like that. But really at its core, it's traceability, it's safety. It's a lot of things that the eye can't see stored in one little chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can use this for all kinds of different purposes, can't you?
That's right.
So, I got put in the hospital in January.
Right.
and they prescribed some morphine for me.
Yeah.
So the nurse walks in and she's got that big, syringe, and she's gonna, relieve some pain from me. And so I had to stop her. I said, can I ask you a question? And she says to me, well, you're supposed to be sick.
Right. Right.
And I said, that's okay, but I got to ask you this question anyway.
Yeah.
So I said to her, tell me, does that a syringe have an RFID tag on it? And she said, yeah, it does actually. And I said, so how are you using that? I kind of knew, but
Sure.
I wanted her to tell me. And she says, well, I'm going to scan this RFID tag. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it's what the doctor prescribed you. And if it lights up green on that monitor there, I know it's the right thing.
Yeah.
And she said, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm then going to assign all the information that's on the RFID tag to your chart.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. She goes, now we're going to know exactly which syringe you had. And then the third thing that's going to happen is we're going to release it from inventory here at the hospital so that we can replenish it when the time is right.
Yeah. And they know exactly what room it's in, the place of origin, expiration dates. The thing that I think about a lot with patient safety is recalls, right? Recalls happen all the time. The ability to just isolate those items without having to stop everything and pull everything off the shelf. Can you imagine the time savings? And really just delivering on our brand promise for patient safety. When you think about that, it really does provide us with that next level capability to deliver on that promise.
That's so true. And
Yeah.
I asked her another question after that.
You just can't take your sales hat off for one
No, I
moment?
can't. I
Yeah.
can't. Well, I'm always curious, right?
Of course.
Because I like packaging.
Yeah.
But then I said to her, it's like, have any of these ever failed when you went to scan them? That it didn't work?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, we've been doing this 2 years here, and personally, I've never had one fail. And that struck me too, because, well, that means, right, that it really is a robust process. And, when we first got started in RFID 20 years ago, that wasn't the case. Because
Yeah.
probably 5% of them, they would be inactive by the time they got to their real
Really?
intended use.
Okay, because now we're at like 99%
Ni-
accuracy, if not more.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we're all really probably Six Sigma.
Mhm.
Really, it's these things are very robust. They perform all the time, and so it really struck me that the performance in her 2 years there, she had never had one that didn't work.
That's exceptional.
Yeah, that made me happy. So
Oh, I bet it did. Although you're sick and you need morphine in the hospital bed.
I did ask her. I said, like, who made that syringe?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see if it was one of our customers, and she looked on it and she goes, will that be on the label? I said, yeah. So she read me the name of the manufacturer on the label, and I said, oh, by the way, that was made at Nosco, and that was made in the plant that I help run, and it was made about 100 yards from where I actually do my work every day. So that was a cool thing to experience. So
A little bit different than seeing the product on the shelf, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you got any other success stories or things that that Nosco's done with RFID with our customers?
I think some of the coolest cases that I'm seeing right now with RFID have actually integrated with AI. There's actually drone inventory systems where these drones are programmed with AI so that they understand when to stop and charge and then go and pick and place for complete inventory accuracy.
Mm.
I've seen some use cases there, but when you look at outside of the pharma world, you look at what's going on in retail and all of these retail mandates that are driving adoption. I've seen some really great success stories from retailers. Last week, I had the chance to go to Auburn University for the RFID conference, and I tell you, the stuff they're doing in the lab there, it's mind-blowing, and the dedication that they have. They've been doing this for 20 years.
And it's students, really, right?
Students.
Students led by teachers and
Right.
professors.
Right. And they're doing complete warehousing, logistics projects, augmented reality, and you're looking at Walmart, they're not stocking at necessarily like an item level all the time. They're stocking by the rack and apparel. So that's pretty exceptional. And then I look at, the things that we do here at Nosco. I think one of the best things that I've come across is our integrations with things like Kit Check. You look at the time savings that happens with that, a process that might have taken an hour for somebody to get a tray of all of their supplies and make sure they're the right supplies, they're not expired. everything is correct and ready for the patient in whatever room that may be. And you look and you see that's now taking them like minutes, if not seconds.
So we got Walmart pushing RFID, of course, right? But it's not just them, is it? There's other retailers,
No.
right? So who are some of the other retailers that are encouraging this use?
Yeah. So we're hearing things from Kroger, Dick's Sporting Goods. One person who was a prime example of integrating RFID into retail was Carter's. Carter's did a fantastic job. I don't know. Let me read this because I don't remember off the top of my head. But when they implemented RFID, they went from 75% inventory accuracy all the way to 98%.
Wow.
And
98% on inventory?
in retail, which is pretty exceptional.
That is.
And you think about retail, there's a heavy demand for RFID with the returns, out of stocks, all of those things, especially when you talk about counterfeiting. There's counterfeit products everywhere, right? This is $1 billion problem.
Yeah. So where's this going in the next 5 years, do you think? If you and I have this conversation 5 years from now, what are we going to be seeing with RFID?
It'd be great to have a perfect answer for that for you. I really wish.
You don't have a crystal ball?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't. But I can tell you right now that with what we're doing and our partners at Avery Dennison, we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg when it comes to RFID. This technology is advancing so fast. Seems like every time we come up with a new specification, we're able to put more memory, we're able to make it fit better, we're able to do something a little bit more innovative. But I really do think that it's going to revolutionize what's happening in the warehousing and logistics space for sure. I think retail will continue to drive more adoption, or not just consumers, but also the suppliers as well.
And we're probably going to see it more broadly used in various different segments, right? Like whether it's personal care or over the counter or other luxury goods, even like, cosmetics or perfumes. I think we're going to see it be much more prolific after 5 years, don't you?
Oh, yeah. After talking with the president and the CEO of Walmart, they have a very strategic vision for what they want to roll out with RFID. Of course, there's challenges with every different type of product, but they're very vested in doing this and they don't plan on stopping. I think you'll see it touch most every category of their retail segment.
What are you and Nosco doing to get ready for the next 5 years? What plans are we trying to implement?
I think the biggest thing is having the capacity to scale, right? If you can't supply, then what's the point of being a supplier?
Yeah.
And we're fortunate enough that we have really great partners, whether it's Avery Dennison, Tamarack, other people of that nature, where we're able to take what we have now. And I would say, even in our current capacity with our machinery, we could do 4x what we're doing right now comfortably.
Yeah.
And that's just with one person.
And we can do it on a carton, right? We can
Carton.
do it on a label.
Label.
In the future, we'll be able to do it on a flexible package, like a pouch.
I love the enthusiasm for FlexPack. That's going to be a challenge one. Yeah. We're definitely talking about it. Yeah.
I think we're going to have to, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be products in pouches that the retailers are going to say, "Hey, we need a RFID tag."
I think the big thing too is a lot of these guys, they want to see it to be discreet. They don't want this to be a disruptive thing on their packaging. There's enough branding on there already that they don't want it taking up real estate. A lot of people right now, they're putting the RFID tag over the existing barcode. But I think we're going to start to see more people implement that to the inside of the package or perhaps on the carton.
Yeah. Well, it'll be an interesting journey. We should date our calendar 5 years from now.
Yes.
And we should get back together because I think there's going to be a dramatic shift with the implementation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks for joining me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure being here.
What'd you think of my hat? I changed hat. I went from a fedora to my Stetson today. Do you like my Stetson cowboy hat?
Well, you never cease to not surprise me. I was saying the first time I met you, you were in a fedora.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you're the first guy I saw actually pull it off. It was nice to see you at Grand Geneva with the fedora. What are you wearing today, Stetson?
I'm wearing Stetson. I cowboy hat every now and then is a good thing. And it's my only Stetson, but this is one of my favorite hats. So I decided I'd break it out today for you.
Oh, what a joy. Thank you, Craig.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us for another edition of Unpacked. I hope you're learning a lot about packaging, and we hope that some of this knowledge helps you do your job better and make it more enjoyable. Have a great day.